My first visit to Barber Motorsports was in the fall of 2015 when I attended the 11th annual Barber Vintage Festival. I explored the museum, watched the races, took lots of photos, and blogged about it on my website. At the time, construction had just begun on an addition to the museum. With even more bikes on display now, I decided to return. For me, the museum is a great motorcycle destination, a good reason for a road trip, and an opportunity to combine my love of motorcycling with my love of photography. Just outside the entrance is this sculpture called The Chase. It was commissioned by the museum and created by the artist Ted Gall. These larger-than-life-size figures are meant to be representative of the motion, strength, and power experienced on the racetrack. At the entrance is a rare 2010 JRL Cycles Lucky 7, powered by a 2800cc Rotex 7-cylinder radial aircraft engine. JRL built just 4 of these bikes, 1 prototype and 3 production. The staff suggested that I start on the 5th floor and work my way down. The museum is a 5-story, 230,000 square foot facility located in Birmingham, Alabama. The collection currently numbers over 1,600, spanning over 100 years of motorcycle production. At any one time, over 950 motorcycles are on display in the museum. 220 different manufacturers from 22 different countries are represented in the collection. But in the end, a short video like this can't do the museum justice. Each bike has a story all its own. If you've been here before, you'll remember some of these beautiful bikes. If you haven't been here and you love motorcycles, consider adding this destination to your bucket list of rides. Enjoy the video and photos of some of the bikes that caught my eye. For more information, visit barbermuseum.org. Thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. This is a 1912 Harley-Davidson Model X8A with a top speed of 45 miles per hour. It sold new for $235. This 1999 Suzuki Hayabusa was the property of actor Lawrence Fishburne and was featured in the movie Biker Boys. This is a 1974 Ducati 750 SS. Only 450 of these machines were produced, so they are very collectible. This is a 1966 BSA Gold Star Clubman. The Gold Star was the all-purpose competition machine of the 50s and 60s. This is a 1925 Bomerland, considered one of the most unusual machines in the history of motorcycles. Made in Czechoslovakia, approximately 1,000 machines were built between 1924 and 1939. This particular one is the oldest known to exist. This is a 1938 Crocker. These bikes were hand-built to order and described as the Duesenberg of American motorcycles. Approximately 75 machines were built between 1936 and 1940. About half of those are accounted for today. This is a 2006 Mv Augusta F4 100 Tamborini, considered by its designer to be close to perfection in every detail of material, shape, and efficiency. This is a 2006 Moto Guzzi Sport No. 1, a purposely built production race bike. This is the 1974 Hercules 2000. It was the first mass-produced rotary engine motorcycle. This is a 1980 Kawasaki Mystery Ship, number 8 of only 10 that were built. This is a 1996 Britain V1000. Designed by a small team of talented engineers in New Zealand, led by John Britton. Its novel and original design set new trends in chassis and suspension technology. This is a 1995 Aprilia Moto 6.5. This is a 1970 Honda Trail 70. This was the bike that kindled my love of motorcycling. A friend of mine had one and would take me for rides, and occasionally let me ride it myself. What a blast it was to ride that little Honda as a kid. 50 years have passed, and I still love that little bike. This is a 1959 Mitsubishi C74 Silver Pigeon. Imported from Japan and sold by Montgomery Ward, its sleek exterior made it a popular ride. Few restored models remain, making this a rare machine. The museum also houses the world's largest collection of Lotus race cars. This is a 1970 Linto, number 9 of only 15 built. This is a 1956 Perilla Corsa featuring a full fairing that would permit higher speeds. But the fairings were eventually banned in the 1950s because they made the bike unstable in strong side winds. Nearly all of the bikes on display have been fully restored. Not every bike has been restored by the museum. Some were obtained already restored, some are new, while a very small number, primarily some bikes from the early 1900s, are displayed in their original, unrestored condition. This is a 1958 Chevy Bel Air Impala. 1958 was the first year for the Impala, with a convertible only offered with the Bel Air line. The options included two-tone paint, tri-tone interior, and a third brake light on each side. A total of 60,000 convertibles were built in 1958, and today are the more collectible of the Impala models. This is a 1953 MG TD. With a 54 horsepower engine, it went 0 to 60 in 22 seconds. This is a 1962 Pannonia TLB 250. Built in Hungary in the Eastern Bloc, this would have been considered a very prestigious vehicle. This is a 1914 Clino. Clino manufactured automobiles and motorcycles from 1909 to 1929. This 1965 BSA-powered racing sidecar combination was typical of the technology of the 1950s and 1960s. Here is a photo of sidecar racing from the 2015 Vintage Festival. Since my first visit, the museum has added to its collection of restored outboard motors, now on display in the West Wing. The museum is part of the 880-acre Barber Motorsports Park, which also features a 16-turn, 2.38-mile road course. It's been the site of the IndyCar Series Grand Prix of Alabama since 2010. The track is also home to the North American Porsche Track Experience, which was running while I was there. This is a 1949 Moto Guzzi Aeron Turismo. The Aeron was a touring model and the most popular machine in the Guzzi range. This is a 1958 Ariel Square 4 4G Mark II. The square cylinder layout was unique in an era when 90% of motorcycles were single-cylinder or V-twin design. Top speed was 65 miles per hour with a sidecar. You might wonder why a personal watercraft is on display in a motorcycle museum. The Amanda water scooter was designed and built by Vincent Engineering in England, the same company that produced high-performance motorcycles. It was an attempt to supplement their flagging motorcycle sales, but fiberglass technology was in its infancy in the 1950s, and the hull would deform when exposed to high temperatures. The concept was right. They were just too soon. This is a 1929 Majestic. This is a very rare motorcycle being produced in very small numbers. Note that the steering is by an automotive-style center hub, unconventional for the time. The fuel-injected and supercharged Kawasaki Ninja H2r, the most powerful and fastest motorcycle to have ever been produced. A 2004 Honda Rune. This is a 1986 Gorelli 50. This is a Grand Prix road race machine that has been fitted with extensive fairings in an attempt to set new speed records for the 50cc class. This is a 1999 Harley-Davidson Captain America, a replica of the machine that was featured in the movie Easy Rider. This 1956 Lotus 11 adorned the cover of Road and Track magazine in March 1957 and inspired a young George Barber to pursue a career in racing. It was discovered in Seattle in 2018 and has been brought back to its glory days. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.